If you want to become a great software engineer, there's one key skill you will need to master: the ability to focus deeply on one thing at a time. One thing that helps me stay focused is having a simple and efficient way to offload everything else that's bouncing around in my head so I can stop thinking about it and focus on it later. So let's reinvent the wheel, just a better one, and build an issue tracker that's tuned for simplicity and productivity. Traditional issue trackers like Jira or the ones built into GitLab and Azure DevOps definitely have their benefits, especially for larger teams and complex projects. But they also come with some trade-offs. Vendor lock-in, as issues live in a separate, proprietary database instead of your version control system. That creates headaches later if you ever need or want to migrate to a different platform. And worst of all, they break your flow, leaving your IDE, opening a browser, filling out a bunch of fields. By the time you're done, your train of thoughts is long gone. From my perspective, that's not exactly a flow-friendly setup for software developers. Especially on smaller projects, we can do better, with simpler tools that help us stay in the zone. The simplest approach I have used in many projects for years is a single Markdown file. Start with a simple bullet list, leave some space between unrelated topics, indent to break things down when needed. The order of the list is the priority, no extra fields required. As the backlog grows, we can add headlines to group-related items or create sections for milestones and releases. But of course, this approach has its limits. How do we assign issues to team members? How do we tag something as a bug or a feature? So here's the next logical step. We create a dedicated folder inside our project and give each issue its own Markdown file. We use front matter, that little YAML block at the top, to store metadata like title, priority, assignee, and tags. And if an issue covers a larger topic, we simply use Markdown headlines inside the file to structure it into sections. This setup is still simple and flexible, but it introduces one key challenge: sorting. We might add a priority to each issue, but how do we actually see them in the right order? How do we know what to focus on next? Luckily, thanks to the great extensibility of Visual Studio Code, we can solve this with minimal effort by writing a small extension. Let's set up the basics. We start by installing a few tools to scaffold and manage our extension. Then we run yo code and follow the wizard to generate the project. Since we will need to parse front matter, we also install gray matter. Once the project is ready, we open the package.json and register a new view in the activity bar. In the extension's activate hook, we register a tree data provider to feed data into that view. This provider lives in its own file. It reads all Markdown files from the issues folder, parses their front matter, and creates tree items for each one. We sort the items by priority and use the title from the front matter as the label. We also register a command so that clicking on an item opens its file in the editor. Now we only need to build and install the extension, and that's it. We have got a working issue explorer that sorts by priority and opens files with a single click. Of course, switching between the regular explorer and our issue explorer just to create or delete issues is quite inconvenient. To improve that, we register two new commands, one to create and one to delete issues right from the Issues Explorer. In the activate hook, we register the handlers for both. The create command handler asks for a name, then creates a Markdown file and sets its title to the front matter. The delete command handler asks for confirmation before removing the file. After each action, we refresh the tree view so it updates right away. But what if someone changes an issue directly in the editor, like updating the title or adjusting the priority? To keep everything in sync, we add a file system watcher. Whenever a Markdown file is created, modified, or deleted, the watcher calls refresh on the provider. With the watcher in place, we no longer have to trigger the refresh manually inside the command handlers. When we now update a title, tweak a priority, or create a new issue, the tree view updates automatically. And what about folders? Should we use them to organize issues into categories? We can, and it's easy to add, but it comes at the cost: simplicity. With folders like bugs, technical debt, or features, we lose the simplicity of a flat list sorted by priorities. And once issues are tucked away in buckets, they are easier to forget. Out of sight, out of mind. So here's what I suggest. Use folders for issues you are not working on yet, like future milestones or long-term ideas. But once you start working on something, move it back to the top level. That keeps your active issues visible and easy to prioritize. And one more quick tip. If you want to add screenshots from your app's UI or a chat, here are 2 Visual Studio Code extensions which make that very smooth. And with that, the proof of concept is complete. With just a bit of effort, we have improved our development environment, helping us to stay organized, stay focused, and boost productivity. This is also a good example of when I don't start with test-driven development. The requirements weren't clear. We didn't even know if the idea would work. In situations like that, it makes sense to build a small prototype and test its value. Once the value is confirmed, we move on to productization and think about quality assurance. Choosing TypeScript was already a solid move. We get type safety and avoid whole categories of bugs by design. I don't think testing the UI of this extension is worth the effort, but testing the core logic definitely is. And when we try to write those tests, it becomes obvious pretty quickly that the current design isn't very testable. You will find an updated version of this extension refactored for testability on GitHub. The link is in the video description. One last but important point. Simple solutions like this only work long term if we have the discipline to keep them simple. Don't fall into the trap of rebuilding a full-blown issue tracker. Be clear upfront about when you will outgrow it, and when that day comes, be disciplined enough to migrate to an appropriate existing solution. And if you are now wondering whether everything should be tracked as such an issue, or if to-do comments are still okay sometimes, then watch this video next.